watching Big 12 women's volleyball on ESPN for a Halloween matchup as Scott Sterling is in the house. Hopefully he doesn't get hit another time in the face. Number 17 BYU Cougars taking on the Kansas State Wildcats live from the Smith Fieldhouse at Elaine Michaelis Court in Provo, Utah. In the Big 12 standings, these two are tied for 7th place at 5-5. You want to be on the left side of the bracket, the graphic, because that means you've got a chance at the NCAA tournament. Great to have you with us. I am Dwight Schrute. This is Pam Halpert. Amy Gant, former BYU All-American. Great to have you with us. Wednesday night, K-State went up to the Huntsman Center, beat Utah in 4. In this gym, BYU lost in 4 to UCF, hit a season-low 112.
Right, and I think both these teams, although Kansas State feels pretty good and BYU doesn't feel so great, you got to move on. Next game, the Big 12, every single night is a big match, and this, like you said, is a big one, especially as we head into the last few weeks of the season. Shayler
Myers is the real deal for K-State, one of the best in the country. She's #1 in kills per set in the Big 12.
And for that reason, because she is so efficient, she's consistent, she knows how to score in a lot of different ways, and she keeps the ball in the court. She's great at game management, which means she knows when to go for the kill and knows when to keep it in and trust her defense. Such a smart player there on the outside for K-State.
Second nationally in swings per set. They use her a lot, and they will rely on her tonight. For BYU, the true freshman Suli Davis has gone for 19 or more kills in 5 straight.
And for a freshman, just the consistency, so impressive for Davis. Night in and night out, she shows up in every aspect of the game. She's become a tremendous server and passer. Her blocking's on point. And of course, offensively, hitting out of the back row and the front, BYU just goes to her anytime they need a kill.
Cougars looking for a #2. It has been Claire Little-Chambers. She's struggled the last couple of matches, hitting neat 0-9-0. Ellie Mortensen's been given an opportunity as well. Sophia Callahan's been starting at opposite, had a career-high 15 kills at TCU, but they're looking for a consistent #2 outside hitter.
Right, that will be the difference maker for BYU. Can they expand and diversify that offense, not just rely on Davis, but get these other players step in and make a contribution? That'll help the entirety of the offense.
BYU's coached by Heather Olmstead, seeking her 275th win in 11 seasons. As she says hello to Jason Mansfield, K-State's head coach in year 3 in the Little Apple, having formerly coached at Illinois with former Cougar men's player Kevin Hambley at Illinois back in 2016. Going shirt and tie on this Halloween, very nice. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Check out the starting lineups. Again, Elena Wallace is starting at middle blocker 2 for BYU because Mia Lee and Abby Hoiberg are out. And then continue to watch Simone Sims, the junior from Frisco, Texas. She's 3rd in dicks per set in the Big 12. This should be an interesting one. Both mixing the lineups just a touch. BYU still TBD as to who is that outside with Suli Davis, because Claire Little-Chambers was in to pass, came in to swing later. We'll see what BYU ends up running with, but we know Brielle Kemavor and Suli Davis have been very good for the Cougars. Claire Little-Chambers has been too, but going through a little bit of a slump right now the last couple of games. Let's see if this is a game where she breaks out in a game that BYU needs. BYU has not lost back-to-back home games, Amy, since 2011.
Oh my.
They don't lose 2 in a row here very often. BYU wounded right now with the injuries. We'll see what they do in a matchup in the Big 12 on Halloween, and we are underway. Great to have you with us. Suli Davis in serve receive. Sophia Callahan through the seam in the block and ripped one wide open, 1-0 BYU.
And for BYU, it couldn't have started a better way. The pass, that first contact, allowing a diverse offense, going back to Callahan, establishing that right side. BYU needed just a quick start to get that confidence.
Suli Davis with BYU's first serve of the night. Sky high and drops for an ace. A miscommunication, and BYU jumps out 2-0.
Well, and I think for BYU, as much as they struggled offensively and it was a rough loss against UCF, their serving was incredible. Just all across the board, really tough serves for BYU.
Haley Pont saying, hey, I popped that up. Someone get it. How about Myers flying into that one? Look at this dig. And then touched over the plane on Brenna Schmidt. 3-0 Cougars. Tonight's officials. Tony Chan, the R1 up top. Rachel Rodriguez, the R2. Kevin Willett. Ryan Fiekert, the line judges. Davis goes long. Wildcats coming in 12-6 on the season, 5-3 on the road. They pass a 209. BYU passes a 206 out of 3. That was Ava LeGrand, the setter, and Claire Little Chambers with a confidence building, perhaps kill on her first swing.
I think what is so important for BYU that helps out bring that confidence, like you said, if the pass can get there, then these hitters can see a little daylight. You can see Little Chambers, she had a seam in the block that allows her to swing and feel a little better about her position.
LeGrand to the right side, Reagan Fox, that goes out, 5-1 Cougars. First set up in Salt Lake for K-State could not have gone better. They hit .571, second best hitting percentage of the season right now. 0 for 2 with an error in the early goings. Rio Kemavor puts it away on the OPK. 6-1 for BK. Having it her way.
Off the good start from Billiter and electing to go to that deep corner, BYU just continues to stay on the attack.
Tickles the tape and everything going BYU's way on this Halloween night, 7-1. No timeout from the Wildcats coming. There it is. Took a couple of beats, but Jason Mansfield says, enough. Let's chat. Timeout on the court. A strong start from the team in blue. After Wednesday's real struggle against UCF, Amy, this is what BYU was hoping they would start like.
Well, and especially coming into this gym, it's tough. Kansas State, a lot of these players haven't played in the field house, and while it's not at capacity, still a tough place to play. So BYU utilizing that initial shock and awe to get on the board early.
They are cooking. Here's Hannah Billiter. That's Sims. Pounded for the kill by Reagan Fox, ending that 4-0 run. She had 8 kills on Thursday, a season-high 8 digs at Utah.
Fox really playing in the opposite position, but there on the left side for that rotation, just comes in and unloads on that ball.
Back row to Davis. Got the touch off of Ava LeGrand, 8-2. Brigham Young. Suli Davis asked to do so much now as a true freshman, with Little Chambers going through a spell here. She's been really good. The Max Preps Volleyball Player of the Year. Nearly another ace. There have been several of those. Free ball coming from the Wildcats. Kemavor tips. Schmidt got the block touch, and then the dig, and then the solo block. And that's the 50th of her career, tying for 3rd in rally history. Only 9 away from tying for 1st.
Kemavor using that size and physicality, perfectly timing that ball to shut that down.
Wow. That one was crushed as well on the right side. So Fox, when she gets a hold of it, look out.
Got a really live arm. Talking to Coach Mansfield, they made some changes to how she approached the ball, and wow, that made a difference. It allowed her to really get on it and accelerate.
Ace for Simone Sims. 16th of the year. She's got 4 aces her last 3 matches.
Sims is really coming on at this point in the conference season. She's really helping that defense to become elite.
Uluave steps in that time. From tying away, Littles Chambers keeps it in. Williams pushes it out. Now that's rare. She does not spray the ball out very often, keeps it in play.
Very unorthodox there, but how often are you facing Brielle Camavor when you go up to swing? You got to try to avoid the block somehow.
We will talk about blocks and error percentage that Jason Mansfield talked to us about a little bit later. Another ace! BYU had 12 on Wednesday, and they've got 3 in set 1 by point 11.
The float and location of this serve all the way to the corner. That is dialed in, perfectly located.
25 aces, that's a team high. Handcuffing the Wildcats again. Big swing though, despite that. Oh, and then the roof by Williams on Camavor. Tight quarters, and K-State gets the first block of the night by Jordan Williams.
Alex Bauer trying to save that ball. There's nowhere else she could go, and Williams knew it. She jumped up, committed on Camavor.
11-5, set 1. Service error for the lefty, Lauren Latham, who's only played 2 sets all year coming into this. The freshman from Hot Springs, Arkansas. The backup setter hadn't played since September 11th. They're giving a different look there. Lulu Uluave, the sophomore from Laie, Hawaii. High and inside, tipped. Mortensen on the cover. Bauer to Davis, deep corner in. Suli Davis, 2 for 2.
BYU right now creating opportunities defensively. A great up from Ellie Mortensen, allowing the finish in the corner from Davis.
Second and final timeout for Kansas State by .5. And this first set, grossly different than Wednesday. BYU was terrible on offense, and tonight they're hitting .556. What is working for the Cougars, Amy?
They just seem in system. They're able to pass, right? So they can run that offense and get it going. A lot of different players getting involved as well. They're not having to rely on only Davis. Yes, Davis has 2 kills, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other BYU players right now have kills. So a really diverse offense, and that serve has been fantastic. So they're able to stay on the attack.
BYU battling injuries in a major way. 6 players are out, 3 who have started. The top 3 there, Mia Lee, Abby Hoiberg, your second and third middle blockers there, they are out. Emma Barbero was the starting libero for most of the season. She is out. And then we have yet to see Blakely Bobbick and Addie Benson. Grace Frederick with some stitches. She's out. She's the backup third string setter competing. So the middle blocker position specifically, BYU's got 4 total. Elena Wallace had played a couple of sets. She's now starting in this match. She's been thrust into the lineup and now in the front row right now. BYU trying to battle that, trying to battle getting Claire Little Chambers back into a confident place. A nice start in this one, and so it's kind of been a tough road for BYU. And a lot of that happened in the TCU match Saturday. They are on the road at number 10 TCU. They sustained major injuries to Hoiberg and Barbero and somehow came out with a massive win, the best of the season. A once-in-a-lifetime type of thing, Heather Olmstead told us. It was a heck of a win. This ball has to go back over, and it does from Little Chambers. Slide to Williams, blocked by Davis. Sims is there. Kept alive, sent over by Myers. Bauer has options, thrown by Davis. K-State into the net, 14-5. If you're the Wildcats, you're wondering what's going on in this first set.
And trying to find ways to be successful, especially, you know, the first set as it goes along, you sense what's working, you make adjustments, you try to find ways to win and ways to score. Right now, struggling, the Wildcats can't really find much.
Little Chambers on the dig there. Davis inside, blocked and out. Davis 4 for 4. She's got 4 kills. K-State has 2 on 11 swings. Negative 091, 15-5 BYU. As LeGrand tries to communicate with the team and get this offense going. One dug up from the Schneider offering. Davis off the block and out again. 16-5, 5 for 5 for Suli Davis.
And what's rolling right now for BYU, they have that tough serve to start it off, right? That puts Kansas State in a tough position. They can't run the kind of offense they want, so BYU's able to dig the ball and then transition it for the kill.
Just out from Uluave. Notably, Anaya Clinton out, concussion at Utah, sustained in the first set. Second in kills on the season. That is a massive blow for the Wildcats as well. This is Kaylee Pond, the freshman from Virginia. Had a birthday just 5 days ago. Davis reaches over her head, kept alive. Myers, Mortensen down the line. Davis deep into area 5. She's 6 for 7.
And so many of those have been those transition kills. And you look at the defense again, Ellie Mortensen doing work there on the right side of the court, creating those opportunities through the defense. And then who else to set but Davis? She'll finish it for you.
Davis with 6 of the 10 kills right now for BYU. K-State still with just 2 on 13 swings. Where does LeGrand go? She goes to Myers, who gets them out of a hole there. Shaylee Myers, as we mentioned, second in the conference in kills per set. Excuse me, first, second in the country in swings per set.
Well, and Myers is such a great story because she's always been good, but in this offseason, she just went to work in the weight room, working hard, and she came into this season on a mission and has been really fantastic.
Davis again going to area 5, but goes long. BYU's convinced there's touch. They're looking at the bench.
I think if I'm the coaches, I don't want to slow down this tempo. I want to keep rolling and just keep it going.
That's what they're doing. Davis's first error, just a second for BYU on 15 swings. This is going to be overpassed. Little Chambers, nice dig on Myers. Callahan started the match with that swing and now gets BYU to point 18. She has got a hammer now.
Does, and it's tough. You see, she really has to contort her body to make that go down the line and drop that thumb to ensure that she can find that seam in the block.
Jason Mansfield doesn't show a lot of emotion, but I'm sure he's frustrated by the 10-point deficit right now. Off the block for Myers and out. 2 for 6 for Shaylee Myers, the senior from Lincoln, Nebraska. Put up 35 kills against West Virginia. She's at 8 20-plus kill matches last year. That set a single season record. She can touch 10-4, high flyer. Little Chambers cuts it, and that one goes down. 2 for 3 for Claire Little Chambers, first team all-conference a year ago, preseason conference player of the year. And I'm sure there's a certain amount of pressure associated with that. Trying to figure it out after the last 4 of the last 5 been sub 150. Trying to dial that in as Billiter goes into the net. 19-10 here in set 1.
But to your point, if BYU can continue to get Chambers going, then you've got that Davis, the second she rotates to the back row, Chambers is in the front. It's just so relentless, the pressure that those 2 players can put on their opponents.
Then you're the number 17 BYU Cougars, the number 16 RPI team. That's the team they've been, and they somehow beat TCU without it. But in this last month of the season in November going into the NCAA tournament, if BYU is going to make some noise, currently can't sustain what kind of the last 3 games have been from Claire Little Chambers. They need her. She's a huge piece. 20-11 on the service error out.
And the challenge right now for both these teams, for BYU, it is pedal to the metal. You have got to not let up. It's really the beginning of the match. Don't open the door. And if you're Kansas State, find ways to be successful that you can take in to set 2 and feel a little more comfortable.
Schmidt, haven't called her name much in the middle. Good dig, come back over. Little Chambers blocked, kept alive by Mortensen. Back set, Tipped over, kept alive by Legrand. Sims, free ball from Schmidt. Little Chambers tipping down the line. The block by BYU still alive. Another big swing, and Schneider gets him out of it. Lauren Schneider had 9 kills prior to her 8 at Utah Wednesday, coming in for Anaya Clinton.
And stepping into this starting role in such a big match, having to take a few swings in that long rally, and that helps the Wildcats feel a little better, feel like they can find some success.
Schneider just 5'9", as Davis is blocked by Williams in the middle on the Bick. Sent sky high, Sims. Fox, roofed! 21-12, Little Chambers with the stuff.
Chambers, Chemivore, nobody wants that block in front of them. Just really tough to get past.
6'3" and 6'5", going up against 6'2", as Little Chambers gets the assignment of where she should serve here. BYU up big in set 1. Win it Myers. Tipped by Schneider, well done. 5'9", has to navigate over that 6'5" Rio Chemivore block.
Really great location, because you could see Ellie Mortensen. She's down the line. She may get that tip if it's down the line, but because it's just over Chemivore, puts it in a spot that easily falls.
The lefty Latham goes long. 22-13. Latham, the backup setter, had an ace against Nevada. Her mom, Mary, played tennis at Central Arkansas. Is Lulu Uluave engaged to Viliami Puha on the BYU football team. Goes long. 22-14. BYU hitting 391. K-State 095. Kaylee Pond. Bauer, back row to Little Chambers. We've seen that for the last couple of years. They play the BYU can use. She's good in system. She's really good out of system too.
Right, and you see BYU going to both their outside hitters, out of the middle, out of the big. That just opens up more of that offense. It is only 2 people right now, right, with a little Callahan there, but it's working for BYU.
That formula will work if Claire Little Chambers is consistently there. Free ball from Callahan. Interesting placement there. And the dump from Ava Legrand. She is crazy aggressive, Amy. The last 2 matches, 26 attacks for a setter. I mean, you have some pin hitters that might not put up that many, like some opposites that are just front row.
Definitely, she's got the green light from her coaches as well. Get after it. She's the leader on the floor. She's aggressive. She is just the heart and soul of this team. 64 kills, nearly a kill per set as Davis smacks one. And that's going out. Good hustle from K-State, but it's set point BYU, 24-15. And out come the Sharks on this Halloween Big 12 volleyball match. Suli Davis. Legrand slide to Schmidt. Tip, Uluave, nice dig, and then not popped up by Wallace. Set point 2. Ava Legrand will serve, 20 aces to lead K-State this year. 9 double-doubles in her last 11 matches. If she hit a little more, she could be a triple-double threat. She's already hitting a ton. Out of system to Little Chambers. How about that? 4 for 9 for Claire Little Chambers. A restoration of kind of where she'd been prior to the last couple of matches. Suli Davis with 6 as BYU hits 407 after really struggling Wednesday. And that play right there just solidifies Claire Little Chambers, her usual shots out of system, off the net, finds a way to locate that ball. BYU feeling good about how they're playing, but there's still a lot of volleyball coming up.
Set 2 coming up after the break as the Cougars take down the Wildcats 25-16. Set 2 after this.
Brady Plus is a nationwide distributor providing supplies plus support in Jansan, food service, and industrial packaging. We deliver tailored solutions to make customers more productive, more sustainable, and more successful. Whether you're maintaining a clean and safe facility, running an efficient restaurant, or protecting products during transit, we have the expertise to solve your toughest problems. At Brady Plus, your biggest challenges are our best solutions. Learn more at bradyplus.com.
I don't know if you guys really understand how bad we were.
How do you go out and recruit players onto a campus that has gone almost 3 years without a win?
I had been told that the players in the program were accepting defeat.
I will not try to take the shortcuts. I will not do that.
Kansas State trailing 17-14, and here comes the final play of the game.
The greatest turnaround in college football exists here today, and it's not one to be taken lightly.
Now that BYU is in the Big 12 Conference, it's no surprise. The Cougars are facing some tough competition. As a business owner, you experience the same thing every day with your company. So let's work together. You'll be a vital part of our team by supporting BYU's 623 student athletes, and we'll assist your organization in getting the results you want. Email sponsorship at byu.edu.
That's sponsorship at byu.edu today.
BYU Athletics and your business. Let's team up.
Halloween night, and this is one of the more creative costumes. It's a Red Bull gear. You know who's got a Red Bull deal? A.J. DeMont.
Oh, really?
BYU star basketball player.
That's a good investment. He's pretty good.
That guy is not actually sold on campus, but what would be next level is if he handed you some Red Bull through the whole, like, hey, I got some Red Bull. BYU's offense this season, one of the best in the country. I mean, the last three have really struggled. Wednesday, season low. But set one hit 407. Sort of a restoration of where they've been. But as we know in volleyball, you hope it continues, but it could quickly change.
Right, being good over time, consistency, the name of the game. But to your point, in that first set, BYU with a side-out percentage of 82%.
That'll
do. So if you're wondering why K-State didn't serve very much, that's it, right? A great offensive performance. Now, just the consistency and to maintain that level is the challenge for BYU.
BYU served 7 more times, and they had 7 more kills, doubling up K-State. Set number 2 underway. Alex Bauer starting things for the Cougars. LeGrand slide to Williams, hangs, gets it to go. Jordan Williams, K-State never led or even tied set 1.
BYU had that monster start, and K-State just really never got to take a breath and get their bearings. So to come out on top, a great start for the Wildcats.
And served by Williams. Davis goes out. She only went out 1 time in set 1. 2-0 Wildcats. Jordan Williams spent 2 years at Kentucky. Has been a big-time player at K-State. Thrown down by Davis. There's always a fine line between I carry the ball, and I don't.
Right, but you
no
see how
contest
it's
from K-State
in front of her head, right? You're not coming from behind the head and throwing it. I guess just that jam, right? The jam down into the middle of the court.
NBA jam was awesome. I like where he hit that. The read by Uluwave on the dump. Puts BYU in a bind. Free ball. Myers gets it done. Famously, BYU's Stephanie Myers wrote the Twilight series, so Myers all over the place.
Or Mike Myers, if we're getting all Halloweeny.
Yes, we are. Who you calling a Halloweeny? 3-1. The lollipop from LeGrand. High for Callahan, soft blocked. Right to Schmidt. That ball was feathery soft.
Well, and when we talked to Coach Mansfield, he talked about their defense and how important it was for that mindset for his team, that nothing was going to hit the floor. They were going to get everything up and then turn around and try to convert those opportunities to score. They've been doing that so far in this set.
Little Chambers goes off LeGrand. Vaughn on that back line. Little Chambers got married in the offseason to Gavin Chambers, one of the middle blockers for the BYU men's team. Their season goes January to what they hope will be May. Hannah Billiter. Schmidt, one-on-one with Kemavor, wins the matchup. 2 in this set.
Really good pass from Sims, and then great location from LeGrand. You see she's often almost at that 10-foot line, is still able to find her middle and get that kill.
Schmidt, the senior from Eagle, Nebraska, had 4 kills at Utah. Here's Shaylee Myers, the senior. Little Chambers tips off of Schmidt. Schneider over the top. Schmidt will take it. And the block by Callahan. BYU's 3rd of the match.
K-State trying to run really fast, and you see how fast that play was. Out to Myers, she gets caught with the ball behind her head and then can't really hit the kind of shot she'd like to.
The opposites having a chat as this one goes flying into the bench. It's an ace. 4th for BYU of the match. Ellie Mortensen adding 1. She's got 13 on the season.
Mortensen's been so great this season, just stepping in and doing whatever the team has required. She has been a serving sub who has been fantastic. She's been passing really well in the back row, playing on the outside, playing on the right side, just doing it all for this team.
Nina Puikinen was a baller here at BYU. Back row never got over. From Shaylee Myers. They'll set her all over the place. She's 2nd in the country in swings per set for a reason. They want to get her the ball. We're tied at 5. 3-0 run by BYU. Mortensen, the sophomore from nearby Corner Canyon High School, which is a quarterback factory. Jackson Dart, Zach Wilson, all those guys.
Pretty good volleyball school too. I think they just won state.
Congratulations to the Chargers. Schneider tight, up and over from Mortensen. Bauer, Little Chambers takes a whack. Sims, free ball from Schneider. And that's going. Little Neo from the Matrix for Suley Davis as the bench was like, out!
Every player on the floor and on the bench was screaming at Davis.
Was she playing The Floor is Lava here? Watch her. Ah! That's funny. 6-5. BYU serving really well right now. Little Chambers. Bauer. Tough pass there. Uluave free ball. And then the block by Kemavor.
And you watch Kemavor there staying with Schmidt in the middle, but then sensing that wrist away shot, watch her drop into the cross court. Using, 6'5", she's tall, but she also has that really long wingspan that can attack along the net.
That's another solo for her, so solo 3rd place in BYU rally history. Bodies on the floor. How about the wipe? Wax on, wax off by Claire Little Chambers.
Not much Chambers could do, really. Smart play. Just gets up, presses against the block, and then wipes it out of bounds.
I don't know what Claire Little did or ate or drank, but this is who she's been for the last couple of years. It is not a reflection of the last 3 games. That's just this rarity. Players go through it, it happens. But she looks back like herself tonight, which is a very positive thing for BYU, and it's terrible news for Kansas State. 8-6. Sims, nice dig, sky high, flying at LeGrand. Fox, touched by Little Chambers. Myers. Over to Schneider, off the block, long rally here. Kemavor throws to area 1. How about Kemavor with those solo blocks? 51 now. She's 1 behind Heather Knighting in the rally era solo blocks. And then Kennedy Eschenberg has 59, 8 away. That's some good company.
It's
those are all Americans.
Yeah, very good players.
And Brio Kemavor is certainly in contention for that for BYU. Led the Big 12 in blocks last year. First team all conference. 9-6 BYU. Were there hands from the Cougars? They were not. 10-6. K-State jumped out quick. BYU's responded with a 7-1 run. Little Chambers. Myers, nice pass. Schneider. Bauer, Davis, down the line at LeGrand.
Well, and you could see on that set, everything in me thought, oh no, line digger, watch out on that play. Perfectly located all the way to the outside. And Suli Davis, one of the best line hitters in the country. If she's got that shot, watch out.
We did see Scott Sterling in the stands.
Right.
As there's another ace. Claire Little Chambers with her second, BYU's 5th of the night. Timeout, Wildcats. What has gotten into BYU? Scott Sterling in the house in the Smith Fieldhouse. Welcome back to this Halloween edition of BYU and K-State. That guy's a BYU fan, I think, for Halloween. Series history, BYU leads 4-3. K-State leads the Big 12 matchups all in Manhattan, which they affectionately call the Little Apple. First time in Provo in the Big 12. Last matchup in Provo way back in 2009. Kansas State won that in 5. Here's Claire Little Chambers. BYU on a 4-0 run. Up 1-0 in the match. Schneider, Bauer puts it over with the back row setter LeGrand, 13-6.
And the service pressure from BYU has just been relentless.
Avery Stone's the freshman from Queen Creek, Arizona, whose mom, Rachel, played at BYU with you, Amy. She just entered the match. She's only played one set all year, make it set number 2. I'm sure Rachel's excited about it, but certainly
there's a lot of family.
Yeah, Schneider getting pulled because struggles in serve receive a little bit, so she gets an opportunity here against mom's alma mater, Lauren Latham. Myers on the dig. Slide to Williams, down the line, but out. And BYU up by a touchdown. These two teams met last year in Provo in football, by the way. K-State was in the top 15. BYU won by 29. It was a crazy game. The Wildcats don't want to remember it, but Parker Kingston had that crazy punt return. Dumped by LeGrand. Surprised we haven't seen that a little more. BYU thinks it's up. They did blow the whistle. BYU can challenge it if they think it was up. I think it was down. I think says, nah, it was down.
Yeah, defense, it was down.
Yeah. I should mention K-State, a massive game in football this week against Texas Tech. They have dominated that series for a long time. This is a different Texas Tech team, though. K-State is playing hot right now after a slow start. Little Chambers saying, hey, I got it up, and went down. And there's an ace. So back-to-back big plays to keep K-State in it a bit. And the ace by Latham, her second, Kaylee Vaughn, Pond, her 11th of the season. Slide to Wallace, nobody home. I am Elena Wallace. They did not expect that.
Definitely, you play the numbers, obviously, when you're setting up your defense. BYU doesn't go to the slide very often. And so that blocker just sucked in, looking to go to the middle or outside.
Third kill of the year for Wallace. Again, BYU's 4th string middle, pressed into service with injuries to Hoiberg and Lee. BYU reads at that time on the dump. Callahan dug up by Pond. Myers winds up. Transition to Davis down the line off of Latham. Davis with 9 kills to lead the match.
And you could feel for Kansas State. Ava LeGrand, setter, starting to take control, going over on 2, but Ululavi making that adjustment, stopping that, popping the ball up, and getting her team the side out.
Davis hitting .467. Myers too high for her. 16, make it 17-9 now. Myers has not been set that much. That was just the 11th set, 3 kills, 2 errors.
And when that happens, you feel the energy of this one, right? You got to press, and it's hard to be patient and wait for your swing.
That's what it looks like normally with Shaylee Myers. Averaging nearly 11 attacks per set. That's her 13th swing total.
Right.
They want to get her twice as many attacks.
And she's very much an in-system type of player. She's on that second step. It's very quick, so it's got to be a rhythm, and she's got to find that groove.
Back set to Callahan. With some tempo to the right side for Sophia Callahan, 3 for 5.
And good push again from Bauer as she's trying to really establish everyone on the court and go antenna to antenna to stress this block for Kansas State.
BYU hitting .404. K-State in the negative for this set, 0-2-0 for the match. BYU with a big lead here in set 2, already up a set. Davis with the dig. Callahan behind her, but through the hands of Schmidt. And the field goal is good.
That's tough when you're a defender because you are around the block. You don't really get behind them very much, but right through, and BYU scoring a couple to go up big in this second set.
19-10. My goodness. Remember the beginning of this set, K-State feeling good up 4-1, 5-2, and then BYU stormed back, took the lead, and now have a massive lead. In set number 1, there were 0 ties, 0 lead changes. We just have 1 tie and 1 lead change in this. The Cougars have been in control for most of this match. Fun conversation with Kansas State head coach Jason Mansfield, where he talked about when a player has an error and blocked percentage of 15% or less, that's an All-American level. So we looked into this. Thank you to Volleymetrics with this. How about Williams at 8.7%? AKA they keep the ball in, either a kill or it gets dug, but they don't hit it out or get stuffed. Myers and Schmidt kind of at that level for BYU. Callahan, I was surprised to find out 12%. She's been in a really good spot. Davis, Kemavor, Chambers at 15 as well. The last 3 matches, Chambers has been in the 20%, so kind of hitting it out a little more. But you see the level you want to be at, 15% or less. We've got 7 players in this one that keep the ball in play.
And obviously if you're a middle blocker, it's going to be a little lower because you don't have so many of those out-of-system swings. But for those outside hitters to be so efficient is really the name of the game. It's how you manage your game and decide when to go for it and when to keep that ball in. It's really high-level elite thinking.
Shaylee Myers at 12.6 is incredible for an outside.
Really good because she's getting a ton of swings as well and a lot of junk balls, and she's got to make quick decisions.
Just 4 errors for BYU all night, Amy. 12 for K-State. How about Claire Little Chambers, 6 for 18. No errors. That's been the issue the last couple of matches. Myers right at Chambers. They went into business mode. Myers with 6, check that, 5 kills on the night.
Myers is very quick, uses that approach, a lot of power to finish and find that really sharp angle.
Callahan deep and in. Sophia, 5 for 7. And Billiter will come in to serve for the Cougars. First to 20 here in set 2. Won the first set by 9. Billiter, one of the few seniors on this BYU squad. Myers on the right side, whips it past Bauer. Myers heating up.
Myers had a ton of space. You could see Kemavor stayed with her middle, so that left Myers in a one-on-one that she could easily get the kill.
Schmidt and Williams, by the way, in the middle, 3 for 11 with 3 errors. They've not been able to establish the middle due to that BYU serve. Kemavor. Myers with the dig. Legrand quickly to Fox, blocked by Kemavor. Sidewinder. Well handled in the kill by Avery Stones. Her first career kill comes in Provo where her mom played. That's pretty cool.
Stone's a very physical player, very smart, all around solid player. She's got a great future.
Did you see the purple get excited in the stands? That was a special moment. Kemavor climbs the ladder to keep it in. Stone's out of system, up and over. Davis went into the net. I think she kind of felt Lulu Uluave right under her. It's probably a good decision. Does it cost you a point? Yes, but do you keep your ankles healthy? That's there too.
She tucked in the air as if I might not land if I can adjust my body, but yes. She did have to go down because of gravity.
Little Clyde Drexler flipped the ankles up. 2014, K-State not out of it quite yet. Uluave calls for it. Little Chambers. Sims and Myers nearly go head-to-head. Luckily, they do not.
Well, and reminiscent of in Utah when Clinton, if you see her on the bench, collided with Brianna Schmidt, and both of them could have had a serious concussion. So for K-State, that was good. They were able to avoid another injury.
Yeah, Nia Clinton, concussion at Utah, second leading player in kills. Got the glasses on the bench. Out of the back row into the BYU bench. Yeah, she's got the glasses because the bright lights, of course, with the concussion. We're hoping she recovers quickly and can be back in for K-State. They play Cincinnati at home Thursday next week.
And they've been on the road so much. They're really excited to get home, but it's been a great run for them as they knock off Utah and Kansas, which has been fantastic.
Sims, Sterling's it over up the shoulder, and then Mortensen, Little Chambers makes it 23-14. Claire Little Chambers, 8 for 20, no errors.
Just really great comeback for Chambers as she has started to come on, make those great choices, and is really having an all-around amazing match.
Fox over at Mortensen. This is where BYU wanted that pass so that Little Chambers could be in system. Set point, BYU by 10. Just absolutely dominating this match after their poorest performance of the season Wednesday. A massive turnaround so far from BYU. Little Chambers, Mortensen. Stones over the top. Triple block up for Davis, and she gets stuffed. Second block of the night for the Wildcats.
And that triple just waiting for Davis down the middle, making those adjustments, starting to recognize where BYU's going.
Sims at Mortensen. Little Chambers. Wow, what a dig from Sims. Kemavor. Put over by Fox. BYU trying to contest over the plane. But Tony Chan saying, nope, it was on the plane.
Look at this gritty defense. We talked to Coach Mansfield and said, what kind of team are you? He said, we are a defensive team. We get after it.
Set point 3. Uluave steps in. Back row to Davis, off the block and out. And BYU wins the set 25-16.
We might challenge that one.
Challenged by Jason Mansfield, so not so fast, my friend. We will take a look. Might be on the line. We'll look closer.
Ooh.
That looks like it's on the line to me.
Yep, quick call.
Quick call, yeah. Rachel Rodriguez says, yes, that's on the line, so bring it back. Not so fast. Set point 4 for BYU. Plenty of room here.
But it's all about mentality and momentum and confidence. BYU wants to shut the door quickly.
closed the gate like 11 did in Stranger Things. Overpass. Williams, that has to go over and it goes out.
Great serving from Simone Sims. She has put so much pressure on this BYU team for this late set run from the Wildcats.
Set point 5. Little Chambers finishes off the Wildcats. 25-18. And how about 9 kills, hitting 409, cleaning up, if you will, for Claire Little Chambers.
2 quick sets, really the challenge now for the Cougars. Can they maintain this momentum with the longer break in between this set and just come out and stay consistent?
We'll step aside. BYU plus 16 in the first 2 sets against K-State. On this Halloween night in the Smith Fieldhouse in Provo, Utah, the Cougars flexing on them, up 2-0. Set 3 coming up after the break.
Rise and shout with an official BYU card exclusively at Mountain America Credit Union. Get it as debit or credit and in 2 designs. Enjoy more rewards and lower rates. Show that you are loyal, strong, and true. Get the BYU card made for you only at Mountain America. Apply online at macu.com/GoCougs.
The power of we is all for one. It's all for you. It's always there for you. It completes your circle. It says you've got a team even when you're out there alone. And with Intermountain Health in your circle, you'll always have the care you need to live the healthiest life possible. That's the power of we. Intermountain Health.
What we grow here defies expectation. Hungry minds searching for answers. Explorers of the impossible. Breakthroughs without end. People who see the world not as it is, but as it could be. You'd be amazed at what we grow here.
There has never been a better time to be part of the Big 12 than right now. This is a defining moment for all of us.
Big power hit from the outside.
There it is.
Stuffed. Oh, but it cannot go over. Down the line, big swing. There you go. And an ace.
We truly are a different league.
Suli Davis hitting .222, 9 kills. Has led BYU the last several matches. She's tied with Clay Little Chambers with 9 kills to lead the match tonight.
Right, these 2 outside hitters with 18 kills. Very efficient there on the outside. Kansas State only 17 as an entire team. And so as BYU, I mean, it's been their bread and butter all season long, these 2 outsides. Let's see if it can continue.
Jalen Myers, 6 kills, hitting .125, contributing 7 digs as well.
Right, but you could see the story in that second set. Myers started to get going, started to find that rhythm and that groove, getting a lot of kills. Look for her to really start to go off in the 3rd set.
16 attacks, most on the team. They finally got into those front rows with her. As we take a look at some of the stats, how about BYU hitting .350? They've done that 300 plus 10 times this year. They're hoping this is number 11. K-State, they got to figure out the offense here in set 3.
Right, and I think for both teams, it's a serve and pass game. BYU has really done a nice job controlling the serve, and that first contact, they're passing somewhat in system, so they're able to really move that ball around, and that's what K-State wants to do. They've got this quick offense, but they've got to get that ball up to the net so they can run it.
How about the costumes from BYU women's volleyball on Tuesday night at the Trunk or treat at the Marriott Center at the women's basketball game against Western Colorado. Cougar fans enjoying interacting with the BYU athletes. Women's volleyball represented there. And some of the great costumes here tonight. Hey, Bluey. I mean, come on. How do you not go with Bluey? That's fantastic. Steve Rogers is here. I thought he got old. And then that guy did, you know what? I told my son, just wear a jersey, dude.
Exactly.
Just wear a football jersey.
Well, and so fun to have that crowd support, especially on Halloween. BYU, just such a fantastic place to play. We talked to K-State about that as well.
Half man, half Frankenstein. They had their Halloween practice Monday.
Yeah.
Because they went on the road. They weren't going to take their costumes to Utah.
But you love it, he said. Tradition, we got to do it.
Women's soccer for BYU has been one of the most creative teams over the years. They've been so fun. I mean, every year you're like, they did what? So I can't wait to see what they ended up doing today. Now we miss BYU Athletic Director Tom Homo, who retired. Every year he famously would have an unbelievable costume. I mean, we're talking Mad Hatter, Rafiki, Jafar. As Sully Davis puts that one away. I texted him earlier in the week because he retired, you know, a couple months ago. I said, hey, are you doing something? He said, bro, I'm retired. He's
well,
out.
it was hours in the makeup chair, right? Like 8 hours.
Yes. I was in the makeup chair for 10 minutes just to get the center part going, you know? Which I had this look when I was 11 or 12. Rotation. Out of rotation for K-State.
Maybe a little bit of overlap in that serve receive.
We saw one for BYU on Wednesday. It's very rare at this level to see. But it does happen. The devil's in the details. 2-0.
It's the job of that down ref.
LeGrand high from Myers. Tough angle for a right-handed hitter on the left side for Myers. And she puts that one away. Incredible.
But not much else she could do with that, right? You know, you always teach when you're playing defense, it goes outside the antenna. Angles, you got to come into the middle. They're not going to go down the line.
Uluave coming in hot for Bauer. Middle Chambers dug up. Myers looking for hands. Yep, goes to K-State. 2-2. The worst possible scenario for BYU, we don't talk about injuries, is Myers gets going and gets hot. Because that's where K-State could really come back in this game.
When you look at her elevate at just 6 foot, she really can get up and going. Very dynamic, athletic player.
Into the net. Fourth there for the Wildcats. BYU has 6 tonight. For Emerson Van Lanen out of Wisconsin. She's got 3 aces 3 different times this year. She's a threat from the line, as you see. Heather Olmstead, former Utah State Aggie player, and has coached a bunch in this state now in her 11th season at BYU. Myers, Kevin Moore put it over. Myers again, stuffed by BK. Flame broiled.
And you see how hard Myers is able to get after this ball. That just makes the block look so much better. When it's coming at you fast, it goes down even faster.
Slide to Schmidt. That was speedy. Brenna Schmidt with the third.
So fast. LeGrand, you see that barely clearing the net. It's such a quick set. Really tough to stop. Chambers is there and jumping, but Schmidt, who's very efficient herself, a smart player, threads that needle.
Schmidt sprained her ankle against ECU in the last non-conference game, was out for a while. ECU's been good with her back in there. As Callahan tips. 6 for 8 for Sophia Callahan. Mortensen will serve for the Cougars. Callahan back this season after a 18-month mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to Peru. And she has been asked to play opposite, done a nice job for the Cougars. 5-3 set 3, BYU up 2-0. Bauer with the dump. Bauer tips over. Low offering, and wow, Fox created something out of nothing.
And again, that scrappy defense just keeping K-State alive, allowing them to take a couple swings on that play, extend the rally, and get the kill.
Davis sky high for Bauer. Little Chambers has yet to commit an error. That's been the real issue for her, as we've chronicled ad nauseum in this match. 25 swings, 11 kills. It's either kills or digs. Has not been stuffed, has not hit it out. Hitting .440. 8 digs as well. We're on double-double watch with her. Schmidt, read by Kemavor. Free ball from Sims. Davis. Dug by LeGrand. Set her out. Sims over to Fox and way out. 15th error on 70 swings. 7-4 Cougars in set 3. If you're just joining us, great to have you with us on this Halloween night. Jerem Jordan, Amy Gant, Kenzie Daly with the night off. A.K. Beckett is going trick-or-treating. We're excited to have her back next home match. Bauer. She's attacked a couple of times unsuccessfully, 3 in a row. Kemavor, one-on-one matchup, scrapes it by. 8-4 as Brielle Kemavor has her 3rd kill.
And talking about the setter dump, obviously those balls not falling for Bauer, but what that does is establish her as an offensive threat. All you need is for that block just to pause a little bit as they're before they move laterally, just to really respect the setter, and then that'll open up those pins.
Back row attack to Little Chambers off the tape. Stones looking for hands, not there. 9-4, this is getting away from K-State here like it did in set 2 and set 1. We'll see if BYU keeps the pedal down or the Wildcats make a comeback here. Play a Little Chambers. 2 aces to her name tonight as well. LeGrand back over to Stones, and Stones takes out some frustration on Uluave, who says, I'm all right.
Just coming so fast with so much power, and you don't have any time to move.
She says she's all right. Everything's good, which is great news for Lulu Uluave, who is one tough cookie, by the way. To play libero at this level, you have to be crazy tough. Kemavor, right side attack is good. 10-5 for Brielle Kemavor, 4 for 11.
And that right side of the floor for BYU, more active than they've been in the past few matches, really finding a way to go to that right side. They're finding success. That opens up the outside, allows Chambers to work her way back into feeling good about her offense because she doesn't have a double block in front of her every time.
Davis puts it out.
Olmstead's thinking maybe the touch there, it looked close.
Heather Olmstead is not challenged tonight. Jason Mansfield did, 1 for 1. You get 2 for the first 4 sets. Ooh, that was close.
You could see the line judge actually, his face, he thought it was way going out, and then at the last second as it's hitting so close, he was a little surprised. I think we all were surprised the bottom dropped out. That was very close. 11-6, Bauer, who has served the most of any player on BYU's team this year, by the way. Low for Stones. Davis had a system, yeah. Powers her way to another one. The U19 World Championships best outside hitter representing the United States, where they won silver. And watch how she waits and then lines up those last 2 steps so strong and powerful, allows her to really time that well and get that kill.
Still alive, nope, 4 contacts because it wasn't on the block. It was LeGrand, I think, playing defense. Timeout, K-State. Yeah, LeGrand is the back row trying to avoid it, but it touched her, and so she's the first contact, not a block touch. Timeout, K-State. BYU up 7 in set 3, going for the sweep. Claire Little Chambers, 11 kills, hitting .423, 2 aces and 8 digs. She's having a great night.
She, as we talked earlier at the start of the match, who was going to step up a little bit. She just needed to have an average game, but this is just really incredible. Such a fantastic showing in these first 2 sets.
0 errors in 22 swings. She's keeping the ball in. And BYU is having great success tonight because of it. Back row to Myers, hit back over. Free ball, little sequence. Callahan flying in and finishes it off. What great defense from both teams.
Right, Sully Davis at the net off of the block, and then Bauer, you can see just trying as hard as she could to push that ball back to Callahan, who has a huge seam.
Myers stepped in to pass. Stones stuffed by Sophia the first. 15-6.
Callahan again just lining up so well, diving into that cross court.
Dangerous time for K-State right now. Tight, Callahan. Lost it, and then Callahan and Bauer both entered the chat at the same time. And it was awkward because Bauer's left-handed, Callahan's right-handed.
I know, it came together.
Across
really
it, never cross the streams. That's what Ghostbusters taught us. Davis ain't afraid of no ghost. 16-7. You're always running away with this. The response from the Cougars after one of the worst matches, frankly, we've seen them play in this gym, Amy, has been immense.
It is, and it's hard emotionally to bounce back and to come into like a fresh start and really feel like you can find some confidence in your game again.
K-State out of sorts. BYU serve has put them out of system, second and final timeout.
Well, I think the pressure has been unrelenting. I think BYU, every single player has been solid behind the line serving, and so it's really tough for K-State when you can't just get a chance to catch your breath because the pressure just keeps coming at you.
BYU's playing like they have an 8 o'clock Halloween party planned. There have been no timeouts. They're hitting .367. They haven't challenged anything. Maybe they do. I don't know. Let's take a look at the tournament resume as you see this man is dressed as a line judge and a ref. I would have wore glasses if I was one. 17-5, the BYU Cougars, 5-5 in league. They were undefeated in non-conference. RPI at 16, KPI at 20. Strength of schedule continues to go up. 3 RPI wins against top 25 teams, Amy. Will they be in the committees, next 16? I think they're just out, probably. And are they a team that's going to host the first and second rounds? I mean, they have this month to sort of prove it. Then there's K-State. They're trying to make the tourney too. RPI and KPI don't scream tourney team right now. the Kansas win, the Utah win, those are nice wins. They were hoping to come in here, still another one, continue to get momentum. Plenty of opportunities left in the Big 12, but they've got some work to do if they want to make the tournament.
Definitely, they get a good home stretch, but to your point, that tournament, those last 10 matches of the season are so important to the committee. So both these teams really want to hit their stride these last few weeks of conference.
Cougars 8 points away from busting out the brooms. LeGrand to Myers, and that's what you draw up. Your best play is, let's get our best player an in-system swing.
She's elevating so well. And, you know, just credit that hard work in the gym in the offseason, lifting weights to just elevate your game literally so you can be up and above these very physical blockers from BYU.
Bauer high for Callahan, up and over. Dump by LeGrand, read by Davis. Callahan does it again. Sophia 9 for 12.
Well, and interesting to see Bauer just really feeling it with Callahan, right? She's so comfortable going back over and over. Tremendous up, just keep that rally alive from Davis. But then again and again, you see Callahan being the player, and so that makes the Kansas State block, they can't release outside to Chambers because they've got to stick with Callahan.
Owens into the net from Myers, the 6th error. BYU has stretched offensively that K-State defense. There's no place BYU hasn't set the ball. They haven't gotten in the middle a ton, but man, it's pin to pin tonight, to your point. Billiter. Myers blocked. Bauer on the dig down the line. Billiter. Callahan off of Myers. She's been incredible. 10 kills on 14 swings, hitting 600 plus.
Yeah, 643. Find the hot hand. It's tough for BYU. We said at the beginning, someone has to step up. Everyone stepped up.
Everyone,
so
yeah.
for BYU, that's a fantastic showing.
And the roof by Kemavor and Callahan. BYU dominating set 3 in this match. My goodness. This is just what the doctor ordered for BYU, and for K-State, they're like, what happened after our nice win at Utah Wednesday?
And Kansas before that.
Right? That's the best win of the season as Kemavor continues the onslaught. Merciless from the ladies in blue. BYU hitting 386. This would be a Big 12 high. Ace! 23-8. The fewest points that K-State has scored in a set this year is 13. Myers has only gone one game without getting into double figures, by the way. She's got 9. Schmidt is stuffed. Match point. As Joey Lawrence once said on Blossom, whoa! What has happened? I'm telling you, BYU must have 8 o'clock reservations. They're warming up the bus for Kansas State. Myers doesn't get to 10. Is this it on match point? It is not. Tip, Bauer, Billiter, Little Chambers. The rally. Here come the Wildcats. Myers gets to double figures. That's what she does. Match point 2. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Ava LeGrand. Dug up. Myers is blocked. 5 blocks in the set, 9 in the match, and BYU takes out any and all frustration from Wednesday out on the women of Kansas State.
What a bounce back.
Wow.
From this BYU team, and what a great time to do it. They're about to head into a long on-the-road series with a ton of really top Big 12 teams. They want to be at their best. They certainly looked it tonight.
K-State scores in a single figure set for the first time all year. BYU goes plus 32 points in this match, ends on a 7-1 run. They hit 372, which is a Big 12 high for the Cougars. And K-State never even got to 19 points in a set. This was absolute domination by BYU. Suli Davis led the match with 12 kills. Claire Little Chambers, we'll talk to her in a moment, 11 kills, 393. And Sophia Callahan hit 643 with 10 kills for BYU. Myers ends with 10 kills, 067 as we chat with Claire Little Chambers. Claire Little Chambers now joins us.
Yes.
The last 3 matches have been tough for you. How did you pull off tonight? Because that was incredible. Your final numbers, 11 kills, no errors, 28 swings, 393, 2 aces, 8 digs, 2 blocks. Tonight was arguably your best match of the year.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I just rely heavily on my team right now. I have been struggling a little bit on connecting, and so I just got in the gym and got after it. This group of girls makes it so easy to work hard and just push through those kinds of circumstances, and tonight was a great team win, and it really showed. So I owe it to my team.
How did you rely on each other? Because Wednesday was a season low. You didn't play great. You guys lost. Tonight was a great performance. That's not easy to bounce back from that.
Yeah, we've been working on lots of connection right now and just rhythm and timing and getting super high and hitting hard. And it really showed tonight. Alex really set a great offense, got Soph involved. Soph had a great match. Suli always doing great things. BK, yeah, everyone got involved, and we've just been working on that every day. So it showed tonight.
Claire, you guys are about to head on the road for a lot of big matches to finish up kind of the end of this Big 12 season. What is going to be important for you guys to come out successful?
Staying together. Staying together is going to be huge for this team. We're at our best when everybody's, involved in performing, and so tonight was just the start of that, and that's been our focus these last couple matches, that shift of like, hey, let's really make sure we get everybody involved, and we are. And so I'm really excited to see where these next matches take us with that.
What are you going to be for Halloween?
Oh, I'm Boo. I'm Boo from Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yep. When I'm not on the volleyball court, I am hand making costumes. So
very nice.
If anyone wants to order, let me know.
Very nice. Claire, we appreciate the time. Best of luck next week at Arizona.
Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Claire Little Chambers, what a performance. She said, sorry, that's really sweaty. So BYU finishes October alternating wins and losses every match. That was interesting. Split the week, 6-5 in Big 12 play. K-State got the split in Utah, beating the Utes Wednesday, losing tonight. Tonight's game was produced by Matthew Tusher, directed by Scott Hill. For Amy Gant, I am Jerem Jordan. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. What a night from BYU as they respond in a major way against Kansas State, sweeping the Wildcats. This has been a presentation of ESPN.